Veterans Day is a day to reflect on the sacrifices our veterans made for our freedom and to thank them for their service. This is my dad, who was a pilot and officer in the United States Navy.
This is a picture of my mother and my bonus dad, and he was a Pearl Harbor survivor. Also, all four of my brothers were in the military, so that's what Veterans Day means to me.
Veterans Day is important to me. On this day, I always think about two important men in my lives. This is my dad. He served in the Marines, and he's no longer with us. And this is my late husband, Dan, and he was in the Army. So on Veterans Day, I always take a time and think about those two men in my life. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Elaine Mackey. This is my dad, Irvin. My dad served in the Korean War in the early 1950s. That's almost 70 years ago. Veterans Day to me is a day to give thanks. It's important that we remember and acknowledge the service that our veterans have given us. They've protected our rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. For that, I am grateful. Thank you, veterans.
Hi there. Hey, Veterans Day to me is something that is so very important. My dad was part of World War II. I've had uncles and brother-in-laws and my own brother who were part of the service, and it's just very important that we remember those people for what they've done for us and what those that are still serving continue to do for us. So it's just a very special day, and I'm glad we get to celebrate it.
Veterans Day is important to me because I am so thankful for all of the men and women who are willing to sacrifice, give up time with their family to serve our country, people that are willing to be deployed and be away for a long time and serve diligently and faithfully. I'm thankful that we live in a country that has a lot of freedoms and rights, and it's due to the service of all of the men and women who serve in our military.
Hi, my name is Bruce Walton. I'm the principal here at Monte Cristo. And Veterans Day means several things to me, but the person that reminds me of the most is my father, Ronald Frederick Walton, who served as a sergeant in the Korean War. He passed away about 3 years ago, and so this day has special memories for me, thinking about my father.
I am very grateful for all of the veterans in my life. I have my Uncle Tom, my Uncle Jim, who both served a couple tours in Vietnam. Our friends who both did multiple tours in Vietnam, my friends in Desert Storm, and to all the veterans who have served. It's a very special day for me, and I'd like to thank all veterans for their service. Thank you.
Whenever I think of Veterans Day, I think of my grandfather, Al. Al Mullen was a wonderfully interesting character, and I remember my childhood him sharing stories about being in World War II. And one of his jobs, he said, was he used to walk around and search for landmines by poking in the ground with sticks, hoping that he didn't hit any. Now, I'm not sure if that was really true or not. In actuality, my grandma Thelma, Al's wife, used to always tell me that really what he did was he was a cook in the military, but he liked to make it sound more exciting. So I'd like to say I'm thinking about you, Uncle Al, on this day, or Grandpa Al, and miss you dearly and hope you're happy where you are. Thanks.
Hey, it's Miss Morley. What Veterans Day means to me is being proud that we have people that are willing to sacrifice, to protect our country and, be very patriotic. It's a day that we remember the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice, and we honor those who, protect our country.
Veterans Day to me is a day about my two grandparents. I have a grandpa who is still with us, Dwayne Shireman. He served in the Army. He was stationed in Hawaii. And my other grandpa who passed away about 4 years ago, and that is Bill Howell, and he served over in World War II. Today is a day that I just think about my grandparents and all the things that they sacrificed and their families had to sacrifice to be there for our country.
Veterans are amazing people. I'm always surprised and thankful that they sacrificed their own families, leaving them alone to go protect us. So thank you.
Veterans Day for me is a day when I think about the people who have served in the military, who have worked so hard to protect our freedoms in the United States. For me, I think about my father, Clayton Mitchell. I think about my son-in-law, Warren Williams, and my two uncles who served in Pearl Harbor, Robert Ulrich and Ernest Ulrich. Thank you, veterans, from the bottom of my heart.
Veterans Day means a lot to me and my family because we have a long line of veterans down our family tree, all the way back to the Revolutionary War on one side of the family. And the other side came to this country looking for freedom and a safe place. So it's very important for me to feel like I love my country and I show that I care for my country, and Veterans Day is one of those days that I can just celebrate each and every veteran that is here, present, and past.
Veterans Day is important to me because it's a time that we stop and recognize and honor all the men and women who have served in our country, making sacrifices in their own lives so that we can all have better lives. I truly feel like we should honor these veterans every day. Thank you for your service.
Veterans Day is a very important day to celebrate all of the men and women who have sacrificed their lives for us. I especially think about the Vietnam veterans who came back with very little recognition, and I would like to welcome them each home.
What Veterans Day means to me, it's a really special day, I think, for our country and the citizens of our country. For me, I have family who served in the military, so that makes it special on that point. But it's also a day, even if you don't have anyone who served in the military or know anyone who served in the military, I think it's a special day to stop and just think about the sacrifice that those people make. And not just the people who've served in wars, which is a great and amazing sacrifice, but also all of those people that are serving today, that are not with their families, that are half a world away. People, the moms and dads who miss the opportunity to see their own children grow up. And they make that sacrifice for each one of us and for our country to help protect us and to spread the ideals of democracy to other countries that are not nearly as fortunate as us. So it's a day that I think it's important that you stop and just remember and think about those things. Think about those individuals, think about the families, and think about what a tremendous sacrifice they're making for each one of us as citizens of the United States.